word. It is the 19th of February, Rabbi Furst, Pierke Avos, Megilas, Esther.
Okay, so it's here going here. Okay, good morning again. This is Rabbi Shlomo Furst here. She was Samanavshi here in Yerushalayim Zoom. We're learning currently Megilas Esther with commentaries and also with Avos in there as well. Okay, let's see. We'll start where we left off. Second. Okay, I think we are at Pasuk Yud Tes. I think we'll start with Pasuk Yud Tes. Yeah.
Yud Tes in Aleph or Bet? Am I behind?
Let's see. You made a mark where we left off?
I'm on the beginning of Bet.
Beginning of Bet. Let's see. Shusam and Medina's coming. Okay, good. Yeah. Very good. Fine, very good.
Oh, and I have a note here that I'm supposed to remind you that we had a question. Why did Haman advise the king? We said the king was angry, and so he wasn't thinking clearly, and he ordered Vashti to be killed. And then when he sobered up and he was thinking and he wasn't so angry, he came to his senses and he regretted it. So the question was, Haman wasn't angry, he wasn't drunk. Why wasn't he thinking clearly? Why did he advise this advice, which could have really backfired?
So Roy mentioned to me 2 or 3 reasons that the commentaries bring down. Roy, you want to repeat those for us, please?
What did I say?
Come now.
No, I don't remember.
We're reading from one of your commentaries there.
Right, okay. I've got to find it. Pierke.
Okay, take your time. Don't get nervous.
I'm not that embarrassed. Pierke, right. Aleph. That's what is it? Yud Tes. Oops, sorry. I don't know what I read.
Chapter 2, the first.
Chapter 2. Oh, I'm looking at.
Well, no, it's actually before that. The question is, why was Muchan, meaning Haman, why was he was the main advocate for the deposition of Vashti? What was his interest in whether Vashti was queen or not?
Right. Yud Tes.
Yeah.
All right. Yud Tes. Is Yud Tes? Is this the one? And when the maidens were gathered together? No.
No. I think no, that's no. You want to be in Pierke Aleph. You want to be in Pierke Aleph.
Oh, well, who said 2 just now?
Yeah, well, that's where we were planning to start, but we had the comment that the question that had to be answered, which you answered.
Oh, I see. All right. Yud Tes is Im al Hamelech.
Yeah, well, maybe even the pasuk before that was a Memuchan. Why was Memuchan?
And all right, I'll go back a couple. We'll see what happens. In fact, I'll go back to 16 because that has to be a break there. Memuchan declared the king and the officials, it is not only the king whom Vashti has wronged, but also the officials and all the people and all the provinces of King Ahasuerus. For this deed of the queen will come to the attention of all women, making their husbands contemptible in their eyes, by saying King Ahasuerus commanded Queen Vashti to be brought before him, but she did not come. And this day the princesses of Persia and Media, who have heard of the queen's deed, will cite it all to all the king's officials, and there will be much contentment and wrath. If it please the king, let there go forth a royal edict from him, and let it be written to the laws of the Persians and Medes, that it not be revoked, that Vashti never again appear before King Ahasuerus. Now, what did I say? Did I read a note pertaining to those?
Yeah, you were telling me that Vashti would hit him on the head with a shoe, and
I think I might have said that, but I don't. Oh, here
Mary, maybe I thought Roy was the one who told me. Maybe Mary.
it says reason. Okay, reasons Haman wanted Vashti killed. One,
okay, here we are. Mary is the one. Yeah.
Vashti would strike Haman on his head back and forth with a shoe. Didn't say why, but that was the one reason.
I guess
Number two,
I guess he deserved it from the very beginning. He was a no good Nick, and all the way from the very beginning he was a no good Nick.
and maybe she realized that too. Okay. Number two, Vashti did not invite Menuchan's wife to the women's banquet. So he got ticked off about that too.
Yeah, that was something to get him angry at. His wife wasn't invited to the banquet of Vashti. How do you like that?
Mm-hmm.
His wife wasn't probably very nice either. So
probably. And then Menuchan wanted his daughter to marry Ahasuerus, even though Esther ended up marrying him.
Oh, you see? So there you are. Okay, so that's the answer to the question. Three good answers to the question. What did Haman have against Vashti?
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Very good. All right, so I guess we can begin now with the next Pierke Bays.
All right, should I read?
Sure.
Achar hadvarim ha'ela kishoch Hamas Hamelech Achashverosh Zahar es Vashti the ace asher asasa the ace asher nigzar aleha. After these things, Achashverosh's anger subsided, and he remembered Vashti, and he remembered what she had done, and he remembered what had been decreed against her.
And I guess he was having regrets, huh?
Well,
all it says he remembered. He didn't say he had any regrets.
right.
Okay.
Vayamaru Na'arei Hamelech Mishart Sav Uvakshu Lamelech Ni'aros Basulos Tovos Mar'eh. They said the Na'are, the servants.
Nara usually are the young boys, lads,
Right.
lads.
So they're the lads of the king. I don't know what Mashar Tav is.
Well, those are servants.
His servants. They requested that the king well, Batulos is virgins. good and beautiful virgins. Well, what is this Ros?
Well, Naros are young maidens.
Young.
A nar is a lad,
Mhm.
and a naros, those are, or nora, is a maiden.
So I seem to be missing some words in this sentence. The young, I mean, I know the gist of it is that the young men of the king suggested that he find a new wife among the maidens, but I don't see that in the word. What is this? Yivakshu means to request, right?
Right. Levakesh, right.
They requested of the king young maidens, virgins, good and beautiful.
Right. So, meaning that it wasn't. It's interesting that this this seemed to be coming. They said again, Yomunari Amelech, the lads of the king said, right, that Yivakshu, it should be sought out. They, the lads said, right? They, the lads said, it should be sought out for the king maidens, virgins that were of nice form. They were
They should be sought out. I see.
There's I'm sort of interrupting here, but I've got a note about the Nare. They were the lower level pages. The higher ranks left the palace in case the king blamed them for Vashti's death. The Naharim were all that were left. Okay.
the ones that stayed behind.
Yeah. I just slipped that in.
Good.
It was not a good time in the palace.
No.
Well, it doesn't say how long. How long was this statement made after Vashti was deposed?
Well, based on what Roy just read, I would say it wasn't too long. If everybody left, they wouldn't be staying away for all that long, I would think.
Also, I've got here that since we're not told about that she was actually killed, killing the royalty was very rare in those days. So it's most likely that she wasn't killed. She wasn't put to death. Perhaps Vashti had been exiled and Ahasuerus missed her.
So why wouldn't he visit her?
He missed her.
Oh, so he could visit, no?
Oh, that's probably too far to go. He wouldn't go to her. She's been exiled.
They could bring her back.
He could.
But yeah, right. We don't know definitively if she was killed or not. That was left out from the Megillah. So let's just go back to the we mentioned here from the Pierke Avos. If you have, take a look with on the first balloon there on the second parak. Kashor Hamas Amelech, when it subsided the king's anger, right?
I don't see it. I see Arba Midos.
That's right.
That's it?
Yep.
Arba Midos bid daos, nuach, lichos. Four attitudes. I don't know, but dos, I don't know.
Pedeus. Arba midos pedeus. There are four types of temperaments.
Hmm.
And I don't know nuach or kas.
Right.
The first
No, easily brought to anger.
anger, okay. Brought to the ratsos is a desire.
The righteous is to be appeased.
To be appeased, to go out, shikro, drunk.
No, this is scharo, his reward. Yotzi scharo behafsedo.
Oh, you go out with reward.
He loses his reward in what he with his loss.
Okay. Kasher lichos ukasher liraos. It's difficult to make him angry, and it's difficult to make him forgive.
Right.
Yatsa hafasdo hefsedo. Okay, so he loses his reward. His reward.
Right.
Kasher lekaos. It's difficult to make him angry. But nuach the ratzos, and it's easy for him to forgive. Chassid, he's a righteous person. Nuach lekaos, it's easy to make him angry. The kasher the ratzos, and it's difficult for him to forgive. Russia, that's a wicked person. So we said there's four characteristics or four temperaments. The first one is he's easily angered and easily appeased. He loses his reward with his loss.
Okay.
It's difficult to anger, difficult to appease. He loses with his loss his reward.
Right. So the thing we have to try and work on now is which of these four categories would Achashverosh fall into?
Yeah. Well, it would seem from this sentence that he is easy to anger and easy to appease.
Okay, let's think about that.
I do the other one that is easy to anger and difficult to appease. After it had subsided, when something subsides, it doesn't go down quickly; it goes down slowly.
Mhm.
I think.
Right. Could be, and actually, he wasn't really appeased. No one really was appeasing for its own, right?
Mm. Yeah, nothing. I don't think even the idea of getting other women for him uh, helped him that much, if at all. I don't know. Maybe it did.
Well, who said he regretted
Mm.
what he did?
Mm.
Yeah, well, that's most people when they're angry regret afterwards what they did,
Mm.
right? The
Not if they're difficult to appease. If a person
Well-
difficult to appease, then he'll hold a grudge. He'll stay angry for a long time.
right. That's if you're trying to appease him, right? You're trying to do something to forgive and forget, and so you're actively trying to change him. But if the person simply calms down on his own, whatever, so seemingly that might be somewhat different. Um, all right. Question is, was he? It doesn't say again. It doesn't say that he had any regrets really. Just say just as they remembered Vashti. That's all. I would think it was a long time from the fact that the pasuk has to tell you he remembered her. That leads me to think it was like a long time, not a short time. Something that happened, in a short amount of time. You don't usually have to say you remembered something. You have to remember something which is still current, right? So we have basically two questions. One, how long was this act when it said Achar Devarim Me'ela, after these things? So how long was that exactly? It didn't really say. Um, Actually, to tell you the truth, we should be able to find that out. Um, okay, there's a way we're going to be able to find this out. We'll have to, again, the party, if you remember, the party was in the third year, right? In the third year. We have to look further as we go further in the psukim. You're gonna have to see how long it took for the beauty contest and when was Esther inaugurated as queen. All right, let's see. Well, let's see further. We'll continue on. So now you had the Narim. The Narim, they came in with their idea of having the beauty contest, so to speak. And let's see Pasuk Gimel now.
Vayifked Hamelech Pekidim B'chol Medinos Malchuso Vayikbetzu Es Kol Na'ara B'Sula Tova Mar'eh El Shushan Habira El Beis Hanashim El Yad Hege Saris Hamelech Shomer Hanashim V'Nason Tamarukehem. And what's Vayif Kadem?
They should appoint
Appoint
Kidim. If Kated Hamelech Pekidim, the king shall appoint officers.
in all of the provinces of the king, and they should gather all the young virgins
Right.
that are good and beautiful, bring them to Shushan, the capital, to the house of the women, and under the charge of Hageth, the minister of the king, the guardian of the women, and the giver of, I don't know this last word, Amaru Kehem.
It's like cosmetics stuff. They should be given like
Perfumes.
perfumes, if you like. Yeah.
Okay. So
Oil.
he was the minister of the king, the guardian of the women, and the giver of the cosmetics.
Right.
Okay.
Good.
Viha Naara Asher Tisav Be'enei Hamelech Tim Loch Tachas Vashti Vayitav Hadavar Be'enei Hamelech Vayas Cain. Okay, and the young woman that is good in the eyes of the king should reign instead of Vashti, and it was good. This matter was good in the eyes of the king, and thus it was done.
Mhm. Okay. So that was the plan. That was the plan that eventually would bring Esther to the throne. Right.
Right.
So here, Ahasuerus is thinking he's going to find himself a new queen, and really, what what a Kadosh Baruch Hu has planned is going to be an opportunity for the Hatzalah, the saving of Klal Yisrael through this plan.
Right.
That was the whole. All this that's going on here is in order that Esther should be placed at the throne next to Ahasuerus, and through that key position that she held, she was able to be a proper shliach for Kadosh Baruch Hu to bring about the miracles. Okay. Let's see the next pasuk. Hey.
Ish Yehudi Haya B'Shushan Habira Ushmo Mordechai ben Yair ben Shimi ben Kish Ish Yemini. A man, a Jewish man, was in Shushan, the capital, and his name was Mordechai, the son of Yair, the son of Shimi, the son of Kish, a Binyaminite.
Ish Yemini.
He was from Binyamin, right?
That
Yeah.
well, doesn't say specifically, right? That
What does Yemini mean?
so that's a good question, right? What is it? What's that? What's the Ish Yemini? Usually, it's the word is Binyamin, not Yemini. So how do we understand that it was from Benjamin? Binyamin. Um,
So my English says from the tribe of Benjamin.
right. Okay, so okay. How does that fit into the pasuk? Ish Kish, Ishimi.
Well, according to my English, it's just giving his lineage. He's saying the son of Yair, the son of Shemi, the son of Kish of the tribe of Benjamin.
Right.
Um, it,
Right, Rory, yeah, Rory, what do you want to say?
it says here, a Judean man, a Benjamite, the tribes of Judah and Benjamin inhabited adjacent areas of the land of Israel. They were both exiled to Babylon. Members of both tribes later returned to the land of Israel. Mordecai's lineage specified in this verse indicates that he was descended from the royal line of King Saul. And I don't know where I read it now. Here somewhere that there was a small province, independent province in Persia called Judea, and it was of Jewish control.
Okay.
And he came from there, something like that. So I think he must have been something. He was obviously some sort of influential figure in the Jewish society.
Right, right.
I have an interesting comment here. It says that Mordecai was the son of Yair and a descendant of the Benjaminite Shimi, son of Gera, who had openly cursed David and had cast stones at him. David saw prophetically that Mordecai would be a descendant of Shimi, so he did not kill him. David was of the tribe of Judah. And since David spared Mordecai's ancestor, all of Shimi's descendants were referred to as Jews, Yehudim, literally members of the tribe of Judah. They took on this appellation because they owed their existence to the tribe of Judah.
Mm-hmm. That's why it's called Ish Yehudi. Ish Yehudi, because he's called Ish Yehudi, and then it says Ish Yemini. He's a Ish. He's a two profiled person.
Yeah.
Mm.
So that's what that comment's coming to answer. Why it's referred to, as in one point is referred to as Ish Yehuda, in another case Ish Yemini.
I've got here.
Yeah.
A Benjamite Mordecai, as a descendant of Benjamin, deserved to be instrumental in saving the Jewish people because Benjamin was the only brother who did not participate in the selling of Yosef into bondage. The descendants of the other brothers are perpetually punished for this crime, Mayam Loez. And in brackets it has, Mordecai was a descendant of King Saul and thus was instrumental in correcting Saul's iniquity of allowing Agag to escape and beget a son who was the forefather of Haman. There's a connection, a historical connection. The Hebrew for Benjamite is Ish Yemini.
Here we go. That's the answer to that first question.
Man from the right. That is, Mordecai never swerved to the left.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
That's some more bits and pieces.
Very good.
I suppose if we collected all the bits and pieces and put them together, you'd have your answers.
All right. Well, that does answer some things. So Ishimini is a reference to that's reference to someone from Binyamin. Now, because it doesn't say in the pasuk they were specifically from Binyamin.
Mm.
It also answers why it's called the Ish Yehudi at the same time Ish Yemini. Mm-hmm. Good. Okay, very good. And also that he's now going to, because he's specifically from Binyamin, he's going to be the one to rectify the um, the points about Shaul that have to be corrected. Okay, very good. All right, let's see the next puzzle.
Asher Hagla B'Yushalayim Im Hagola Asher Hagalasa Im Yechanya Melech Yehuda Asher Hegla B'Nebuchadnezzar Melech Bavel. So he was Hegla, I guess he was captured or he was
sent into Gaul. He was exiled. He was exiled from Yerushalayim.
Exiled from Jerusalem. With the exile that was exiled with Yechanya Melech. I don't know Yechanya.
Yechanya, that's the name of the king. Yechanya was the king of Yehuda.
Oh, with Yechana, who was the king of Yehuda, that was exiled by Nebuchadnezzar, the king of Babel. So Mordecai was exiled 70 years earlier, along with everything else.
Correct.
So he was pretty old.
That's right. Yes, that's true.
Vayehi Omer es ha das.
That's oimein.
Omein es Hadassah, he Esther, bas Dodo, ki ein law of ve'em v'ta v'ha na'ara yafas toar v'tovas mar'eh uve mos aviha v'ima l'kacha Mardechai lo levas. So and there was, what is this word? Omain?
He raised her, like he directed her. He meaning, this is a reference to
Mordechai.
Mordechai raised Esther, who was Hadassah, who is Esther, same thing, one and the same.
Right, the daughter of Dodo.
Well, Bas Dodo, he was the daughter of his uncle.
His uncle.
Right.
The daughter of his uncle, because she didn't have a father or a mother.
Yeah.
And the young maiden was beautiful, very much so, and very good, and her father and her mother had died, and Mordecai had taken her as a daughter.
Seems a little bit repetitious here.
Yeah. Why do we need to be told twice that her father and mother had died?
Right.
And why does it say Yafet Toar V'Tovas Mar'eh? Yafas Toar, we already know that's a beautiful woman.
Right.
So why does that have to say? And she was Tovas Mar'eh? It's also a beautiful woman, right? No.
Right. Exactly.
She was a beautiful woman who was beautiful.
Right.
It seems a little bit odd in general that there should be emphasis on her beauty. We don't really go by beauty. We go by spiritual qualities.
But
Yeah,
it's essential in this story because Ahasuerus was a bit gross. He didn't have the finer ideas of life.
On the contrary, it would be a bigger miracle if she was chosen and she was not so beautiful.
Mm?
Yeah, well, but the fact that the previous psukim were discussing the desire of the monarchy to have a beautiful queen, they were looking for a beautiful queen, right? So it's reasonable that that the pasuk should mention that Esther was now going to be perhaps enlisted in this draft service for the king.
Double saying something twice, isn't that a sign of emphasis?
Yeah, it can be emphasis sometimes, but I mean, the question is, why do we have to know that once we know that she lost her father and mother, they wouldn't have to repeat that, right? There's not much, what more can be said to emphasize that, right?
Well, then that means that she didn't have a father and mother to influence her ideas, her life. She had her uncle, Mordecai. So she turned out to be completely different as a person than if she had her mother. First of all, her parents had died. Okay. And but that doesn't mean much. Well, it doesn't mean much, but it doesn't mean anything other than she was an orphan. And then to say it again obviously means something, which probably is to do with that they didn't bring her up. They didn't have couldn't influence her. Mm-hmm. So her influences came from Mordecai, her foster father.
Right. But that was the beginning. It seemed that the pasuk already at the very beginning mentioned that Mordecai was the one that was raising her. Right? And he had said why, because she didn't have parents, and now it's sort of there's a whole repeat of that. Yeah, not clear. There needs to be some explanation of why this pasuk is the beginning and the end are seemingly repetitious of each other. We'll have to maybe we'll stop here and work on this again a little bit tomorrow, Mitzvah Shem.
Amen.
Okay, very good. Let's take a bit. So we'll make a note. We're stopping and we're going to review a little bit this pasuk Zion, the second parak, and very good. Okay, thank you, Lou. That was good reading. Thank you. And Roy, you should have a good afternoon. And Mayor,
thank you.
We'll share in a few minutes. Mitzvah Shem.
Okay.
Thank you, Rabbi.
Thank you. See you all later.
Okay. See you later, Roy.
Bye. You too. Bye.
Chicago.
Bye.
Baruch Tia.